Hello everyone, this is Aknight here. Welcome to another video. This is the behind the scenes of the Minecraft series called The Life of Aknight, seasons 1 through 5. What's behind the scenes of all the episodes, what the series was about, basically. So I'm gonna be discussing about all 5 of the seasons and particular episodes. And I know that certain episodes were like, there's some that were fourth wall breaks, bloopers, all sorts of stuff, but not gonna talk about those, but I am gonna talk about throughout the story of this season, of this series, and what it was truly about. So without further ado, let's get into the series, I guess. Yeah, into the series we go. The Life of Aknight, Season 1. The beginning and the end. Alright, let's talk about this season. This is the very first season that The Life of Aknight was introduced. Back in 2022. This was the start of the series. So in this season, it's just your typical regular like player, basically, known as Steve, the character Steve, you know, as yourself, yada yada yada. But in my case, I wanted to do something a little bit different than anyone else has done on a survival. Like some people just do like regular survival, legit survivals, all sorts of stuff, and creative. Some people do creative stuff, some do survival stuff, that kind of stuff. So why not I just, instead of just doing like an actual legit survival world, I'm just gonna do like some sort of cheated like stage type sort, basically. So for this season, of course, the first episode of the series on season 1 was a kind of a fourth wall break, but we're not gonna talk about further than that. Yeah, the story just begins that you're a regular, I'm just a regular player, yada yada yada, a regular player that built his own home next to a village, and live next to the village like normal times and stuff. So you go on certain adventures, do like going on a mining trip, getting ores and stuff, and then there's also monsters that spawn during the night, and then the village gets attacked, and then I basically just protect the village throughout the time. So, and then explore like other like worlds, like the Nether, the End, all sorts of stuff, and then and also encountered the first ever wither that was spawned. Well, technically not the first, but you get what I mean by that. Spawned in the wither for the very first time. Defeat it. Some parts of the village and stuff were destroyed, but some of it was actually rebuilt with certain materials and stuff during that time. So, alright. On to the end stuff right here. Okay. Yeah, the end. Right before I went to the end, on certain parts, I done something like do certain quests before the dragon fight, like this, to be the one to slay the dragon. So on one of the episodes, this random portal. Okay, let me go over here. This portal was here, randomly, unannounced, out of nowhere. It was random. There was these signs right here. And this dangerous, beware of the one. That is something that I made, something a little bit different, like I said. Just go on with me and stuff, so, yeah. Yeah, the end. A very mysterious portal. So, before I went to the portal, there was a certain note. Somewhere in the village, I found a random chest. Well, put a certain chest in there that said, like a certain book, that you have to find the God Apple. That grants like godlike powers. That golden apple will be part of a certain episode and stuff. So that's where we needed trying to find a certain structure that had like end blocks on top of it. Like this part right here. On one of the episodes, I explored this structure right here that had the end blocks and stuff. And within that chest, it had a book in there. This particular book right here. And of course, there was a compass that locates where the God Apple is located. And once consumed, you get like godlike powers, like I said. Godlike powers. Yeah. And then that was not used until the beginning of episode 12. So you got the apple, you got your gear ready, and then you go into the portal. And then you try to fight the dragon, and the dragon's no match. Can't defeat it. And then your one last resort was that special God Apple. Consume it, you get your godlike powers, and then you ended up slaying the dragon. And then boom, that is the end of season 1. So basically, that was just the beginning of becoming the hero of the village. That was just the beginning of it. That was it. So, I was going to say it was just going to end just like that, but as soon as I realized I got all those episodes recorded, all 12 of them recorded before, like, it was in 2022, all episodes recorded, that right before September 2022, that was the last month that I recorded my videos, and I ended up quitting YouTube for like 6 to 7 months, and then those months later, I returned back on 2023, and season 2, which, yeah, I started doing a season 2 of this series just to continue the story just a little bit more with 12 more episodes. So, yeah, 12 more episodes to see if the second season does a lot better than the first one, because not many people have watched. There wasn't a whole lot of views on the first season of it, because it was probably not good because the video quality was not good. So, since my return since 2023 on season 2, I thought it can be a bigger change, but that is the next season I'm going to be discussing about. So, let's get on to season 2. The Life of MC Aknight, season 2. The Dangerous Risk. Alright, on season 2, the story continues, right? But after consuming that golden apple, there was a risk after consuming that apple, basically. On this season, it was all about the mobs keep coming into the village. By waves, either by day or night. Mobs just keep coming and coming and coming to this village every time at anywhere at the village. Either at the front, the sides, or the back of the village. There was just too many mobs. Just keep swarming the whole village and try to kill all the villagers. Right? It just keeps going and going and going. And then it just keeps going and going until it gets really tiring, and it just like all hope is lost. But on one of the episodes, right here, I go to a different section of the area. I search, explore to see if I can get, like, you know, an upgrade. And yeah, I did that. I explore around the sea, pass through here until I know there was a trail here. If you keep going right here, it will take you to this village right here, and also that. And then you explore. I explored around the village, and then there's another trail right here that leads to a different area. That will be this cave right here. That leads to this particular beacon. And also there's a trail of diamond blocks here that leads to a chest that says open, known as the transformation. That says this, but before we go to further than that, we gotta go to here, where the beacon is at. This is where it took place, where the gift is at. Gift. You pressed it, and I ended up pressing it, and I gotten a few extra powers to be able to breathe underwater. Of course, I know it's not really useful, but on certain occasions, it might be. So return to your home. I have also this sign right here. Yeah. That teleports you here, then yada yada yada. You already know what that means. Since I already gotten the stuff right here, got the extra power, I ended up on this path here. There's also another path that leads to somewhere around the forest of birch. And I believe, okay, yep, this birch tree right here. Drop down here, get teleported again. Okay, this is the one. Oh, this is the go back to here, and then this is the part. There's the book that says, for this gift to be able to be worthy, defeat this transformation will change your appearance, and you will be able to return back. It was supposed to, well, I might have mispronounced the thing. It was supposed to be that you will never be able to return to the normal form and be stuck as the new appearance, the new transformation. But I ended up doing a certain error, so it was supposed to be, you won't be able to transfer back to normal, and stayed in that transformation for basically forever. What's it supposed to say. And now since you got your since I got the powers over there, then went ahead and head back to the village, got prepped, reinforced everything, and be ready for when it's gonna happen. Known as it wasn't the final war, it was like the war where mobs keep spawning in and stuff. That was like episodes 9 through 12. Parts of the war. And then on the 12th episode, known as the choice of risk, after the war was finished, like done, ended up doing like a certain celebration right here, done a little speech, and after that, the aftermath of it, I ended up finding a certain chest that is in this house. Well, it's probably not there anymore, but you get the idea if you watch the second season of it. So there was a random chest that had a note of the risk. If you stay here more mobs will come to the village, and the villagers will be endangered, or leave right now. And then this was the part on that episode is where I left the village and ended up finding a new, like, land, some sort of land to, to stay at, away from the village, so the mobs won't spawn over there no more. And that is when, if I go over here, if I still remember where the location of it is, I believe, probably gonna take a minute to find the location of it. Nope, that's not the location. Sorry. I always forgot about these locations. I always forget about them. Yeah, went to a certain island, like an empty, like, island somewhere, and built, like, a new home there. And that was the end of Season 2, and I decided to end it at Season 2, but, like, somewhere around 2024, oh, there it is. This was the area that I was talking about. This was the area. This was used to be no house and stuff over here, so yeah. Season 2 just ended of me finding new land and just stay there. That was the end of it. I was going to do like a spin-off series I was going to do like a certain spin-off series that is based on this series, The Life of MC Aknight, but I ended up scrapping that idea and turn it into something else. But before I done that, there was a plan for a movie that I was going to do, but I scrapped that as well. And since I scrapped those two ideas out of the table, I went ahead and done 3 more seasons. And that's what I did. I done 3 more seasons. Seasons 3, 4, and 5. That's where I was going to end it. Just continue the story again, once more, 3 more seasons, that's it. So, and that's how the story was continued again for the second time. And now, on to Season 3. The Life of MC Aknight. Season 3. The Rebuild of a New Life. Alright. Season 3, building a new life. I ended up building a new house and just lived there for all my life. Doing normal stuff like mining, fishing, all sorts of stuff. Until around episode 5, mobs came in, done some reinforcing, securing the home, the new home, and then mobs such as piglins, wither skeletons, all sorts of stuff headed my way. And after those few waves, after those encounters, I went ahead and just recover, like, for the rest of the week, basically. Well, rest of the day of that episode, so so yeah. And then episode 12, I ended up deciding doing a revisit episode, like revisit the old, like, house and the village. So that's what I done. Went ahead, after done everything around here, get onto the boat and just sailed back to my old home to check to see if the village is fine. Because it's been around about during the series, it was like around about days, weeks, and months since the visit, and possibly a year at the very most. Cell 2, and I have arrived As soon as I got out of the boat, I see all this. Well, everything is fixed now, but on Season 3, the village was completely destroyed. Like, almost, like, everything completely destroyed. There was a bunch of fires, like, certain... It was covered, like, fire, and a certain, like, item right here, like this. These kind of, like this, everywhere around the village. That was by the warden. The original warden was supposed to be dead on the series. On the series, the original warden was dead, but somehow it was back alive. And attack all the villagers, destroyed the whole entire village, and all the villagers are dead. And that's where Season 3 was left off. And that's how, on the last episode of Season 3, was ended like that. So, on to the next season, known as Season 4. The Life of MC Aknight, Season 4. Something Gone Wrong. That was after the recent events of Season 3, at the start of Season 4, this is where we left off. The village completely destroyed, fires, everything was covered in the village. Homes destroyed, all the villagers are gone due to the returning of the warden. And this is where a few episodes was... Yeah, on certain episodes, like episodes 2 and 7, was the plan. 6 episodes of that, planning on trying to be prepared for the final war. The final mob war. Went on, got the materials that I needed. Got all the reinforcements, repairs, and all sorts of stuff to be prepared for the final, like, war between the mobs and the whole village and stuff. So after the preparation of like 6 or 7 episodes of the plan, got everything prepared and ready for the army, like defeating the final, the mob army and stuff. So 4 episodes of that, several encounters of mobs, and then of course the returning Wither, of course, so known as pillager hordes, ravengers, return of the wardens, like a whole bunch of wardens. After defeating all the pillagers, illagers, and all the mobs and all the wardens, it was finally over. Went ahead and eliminated all the mobs, and the mobs has never returned back to the village ever again, basically. That's how Season 4 was ended. That all the mobs were defeated and no longer be chasing the village no more forever. The village is now in peace. Well, not technically in peace, but still got like lots of work to do to refix the village. And by the way, Seasons 3 and 4 were posted like last year of 2024. Went ahead and done both Season 3 and 4 on last year to get it done and over with, and then, yeah. That's when the next season, Season 5, the final season, is up next. So, let's get on to Season 5 then. The Life of MC Aknight, Season 5. Rebuild and Restore. This was the last season of the life of MCA Knight, basically. This season was all about of restoring, rebuilding the entire village, and turning it back to normal, back to where it was, with a few extra upgrades and expansion, of course. So, yeah. After the aftermath of the final battle, went ahead and got started on repairing some stuff, and also trying to rebuild all the houses and stuff. Like, rebuild all the houses, make new houses, expand a lot. Like crops, water sources, all sorts of stuff, and also villager jobs as well. And also restoring some of the environmental stuff, like replace all the blocks that were exploded, like destroyed and stuff, with certain items that the person had left, aka the MCA Knights, so known as me. Replaced all of it, restore it. All the environmental stuff were basically almost repaired. This part right here, yeah. I couldn't repair all of this, so I just went in, like one of the episodes, I just went on and just did it like this instead of repairing the whole entire thing, because this was basically where it exploded the most. Same with the sands and stuff. Like, not all the sands were like replaced. If you look at one of the episodes when I was repairing the outside of the village, like not all the sands were all placed, but some were. Some of the, like the first layer was placed, but I went in on placed like a certain block to support the sand, to be like it's actually like replaced. All the sands were already replaced, but instead of just replacing all the destroyed like explosive holes and stuff with all sand, it's just one layer of sand with a certain block that is supporting that layer. So yeah, after restoring everything in the village, in and out of the village, I ended up repopulating all the villagers that were killed during the Warden's attack, since the Warden's arrival of the attack, and some that were killed. So after that, everything was back to normal. All the villagers are back here, and also some iron golems are still here, protecting the village still. That is good. And that was it. And then episode 11, we done a celebration at the celebration of restoring and rebuild the entire village, and restoring all the villagers, and beginning with a new chapter and stuff. So that was basically it. And then on episode 12, this was the last episode, of course, that is called What's Next for MCA Knight. This was a certain special ending episode. The last episode on season 5, it was really it. That was the finishing touch of the whole series throughout the years. And it was finally ended. Recorded the last 12th season of the last episode of the season, like forever. And I know there was like some fourth wall breaks, because went on to explore some stuff, Nether, and all sorts of stuff. And then on one of the parts of the episode, I was ended up teleported to spawn instead of spawn back to the house. That was kind of not staged well when I first spawned into the world spawn. and not on my bed, because I forgot to respawn the bed, but I ended up spawning at spawn, the original spawn, all the way far away from here, and then decided to get on creative mode and all sorts of stuff, teleport back over there, and then explore the whole entire map and stuff, and this is where the series just end. Right here, just me flying around and just looking at all of this, there, and all the way to the other house that was built in Season 3. And that's how the series just ended, right there. That was basically it. The series is basically ended, done. The story is finished. There is no continuing on the series. That was basically it. That was the last season, the last episode. It was done. I was ready to get the series done and over with, and done at a good and perfect way. That's kind of, well, kind of perfect actually. Like, very perfect way to end the series. So that was basically it. Now, so that was basically it for Season 5, and ended. So now on to the last part of the thing, on the behind the scenes stuff. The Life of MC Aknight, the final part. Let's go. Alright, that was everything that I have explained about on Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, and Season 5. That was all the seasons. Almost all the episodes were explained, but certain ones, yeah. But almost all the story that I have explained to y'all, that was basically it on this series. That's what this series was basically about. But I did somewhat enjoyed doing something like this. But on a certain day, on a certain year, sometimes a certain series has to come to an end. So after the last episode was recorded, that was basically it. That was the end of the series. That was pretty much it. Done and over with. So I hope all of y'all enjoyed the Life of MC Aknight series, seasons 1 through 5. And I know on certain episodes there were like some bloopers and like errors and stuff. So yeah. Kind of hope all of y'all enjoyed it. And yeah, that is basically all this time. That's all. That's everything from the behind the scenes of it. Pretty much done all that I could explain. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this series. Though, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And I'm MC Aknight, signing off, and I'll see you guys on the next ones. Bye.